Modeling of structures and superior properties of new materials. Hello, members of International Rolling Mill community. We live during the most interesting time of our lives when you successfully created the artificially intelligent controlled technology to roll materials available in our planet Earth. Our future is more exciting and challenging. The time had come when we must create even more advanced technology to roll materials with extraordinary structures and properties that could be found in our solar system. To be successful in that enterprise, our models must be based on fundamental theories of physics and astrophysics. Logically, we expected that the worldwide scientific community will provide us with that know-how. Was that the case? Not exactly. Existing theories of physics and astrophysics developed since the beginning of the 20th century turned out to be only marginally helpful for modeling of structures and properties of new materials. Main drawbacks of existing theories. First, they explained so far less than 5% of expected matter and energy in the universe. Second, within that 5%, they have not revealed to us structures of nucleons, electrons, and missing positrons. Third, they did not provide a unified math description of structures and properties of entities of macro and micro worlds. Fourth, most of them require to have very difficult to learn mathematical skills. The artificially intelligent multiverse AIM theory strives to avoid the drawbacks of existing theories. Highlights of the AIM theory. First, it proves that what we call matter, field, charge, magnetism, force, gravity, etc. are merely various appearances of the four-dimensional spiral spacetimes, torus and helices. Second, the toruses and helices are the prime universe entities existing in quantum states and forming particles of both micro and macro worlds. Third, it confirms properties of several currently known stable and unstable particles, including nucleons and atomic electrons. And fourth, it predicts structure and superior properties of new materials that could be found during upcoming exploration of our solar system. Torics, structures and properties. Basic torics spacetime structure is made up of double circular leading string, double toroidal trailing string, and spherical boundary. 3 basic torics genetic codes, axioms, limiting its degrees of freedom. 1. The length of one winding of torics trailing string is equal to the length of one winding of torics leading string. 2. The torics I radius is constant. 3. The spiral velocity of torics trailing string is constant and it is equal to the velocity of light at each point of its spiral path. Inversions of tortoises inside out allow them to exist in four topologically polarized configurations: real negative tortoises, real positive tortoises, imaginary positive tortoises, and imaginary negative tortoises. Excitation and oscillation of tortoises. During excitation of a tortoise, the radius of its leading string increases while its eye radius remains constant. During oscillation of a tortoise, the radius of its leading string and its eye radius change at the same rate. Infiverse spacetime virtual tortoises. Virtual tortoises appear spontaneously inside of the infiverse spacetime, also known as quantum vacuum. They exist for a very short time defined by the torus uncertainty principle. The infiverse spacetime range expands from unity towards both infinity and infinity, that is, inverse of infinity. Multiverse spacetime tortoises. They reside within the multiverse spacetime range, expanding from unity towards both maximum and minimum inverse radii of their spherical boundaries. Multiverse exists in 5 quantum spacetime levels ranging from L sub 0 to L sub 4. Our universe belongs to the spacetime level L sub 1. Okay. Microtortoises and macrotortoises. Microtortoises reside inside all levels of the multiverse and form elementary particles, nucleons, and atoms. Macrotortoises form celestial fields associated with celestial bodies and provide control of interactions between them. Formation of helices. Helices are formed by their parental tortoises according to the spacetime intensity conservation law. Helix structures and properties. Level 1 basic helix spacetime structure is made up of a linear leading string and 2 branches of a double helical trailing string. Level 2 basic helix spacetime structure is made up of a double helical leading string and a double helical trailing string located inside a cylindrical boundary. Basic helix genetic codes, axioms limiting its degrees of freedom. 1. The frequencies of the first and the second level of helix and trailing string are equal to one another. 2. The helix I radius is equal to the torus I radius, that is constant. 3. The spiral velocity of the second level helix trailing string is constant and equals to the velocity of light at each point of its spiral path. Inversions of helix inside out allow them to exist in 4 topologically polarized configurations: real negative helices, real positive helices, imaginary positive helices, and imaginary negative helices. Formation of properties of atomic and subatomic particles. 4 elementary matter particles are formed by unification of polarized tortoises of the microworld: electrons, ethertrons, positrons and singulatrons. Linearly excited electrons are formed by unification of real and imaginary negative torus. In real torus, the rotational velocity of trailing string is slightly slower than the velocity of light, while in imaginary toruses, that velocity is slightly faster than velocity of light. Consequently, the electrons are able to sustain their existence by periodic absorption and release of space-time. Nucleon structure. In a stable nucleon, singulatrons and ethertrons are located inside cavities formed by intersecting harmonic electrons and positrons around the center and vertices of outer negative and inner positive by pyramidal crystal structures. Materials of our planet Earth are made up of the elements residing at the spacetime level 1 of the multiverse. As the spacetime levels of the multiverse increase, the properties of elementary particles change in the following way. Atomic electrons, their orbital radii increase, but density and bulk modulus of elasticity decrease. Nucleons, their mass, energy, density, and bulk modulus of elasticity increase. Radiation velocities, materials of the multiverse levels higher than L sub 1 emit and absorb radiations propagating at velocities much faster than velocity of light. Conclusion. Dear members of the international rolling mill community, you were successful to roll materials available in our planet. Let us be ready to roll materials with superior properties that may become available during exploration of our solar system. Acknowledgements. Thank you.